The census is one of the very few ways that people can truly experience democracy. I think a part of the bottom line right now is generating excitement. And I know that in order to get that excitement, we need education.
The Latino Policy Forum's role in the census is really going to leverage our hundreds of relationships with community-based organizations, with the Latin American Consulate, with schools that have large Latino student populations, to provide them information on the importance of the census so that they can encourage the people that they work with to complete the census forms.
Today's training, it seems to me, is building a toolbox for community organizations and their representatives to be able to talk about the work that they do, link it into the census, and frame it in a way to engage sort of media interest.
I think all of the exercises were really helpful. I think even the elevator pitch, like that's something that we struggle with, our staff struggles with, a lot of organizations do. So even just having the framework for writing one that people feel comfortable saying, I think will be really useful for our organization as a whole and then for our census work as well.
A lot of times we're scared to go and talk to the media. We wait for somebody else to raise their hand or hope that the reporters don't come and target me. We're working on our message, working on our story, and then it's like being to sit down with a reporter to go ahead and refine this and actually do it.
Trust has been deeply severed between our communities and our government, and it's kind of a huge cavern to overcome. And on the timeline that we're on, I think repetition and being able to hear that message over and over again from so many different trusted points of contact makes all the difference. So I'm grateful that Latino Policy Forum is taking the time to organize us and ensure that we are all of one heart, one mind, one voice in this critical moment.
This is a critically important issue to the Latino Policy Forum, because our agenda is how do we have equity for the Latino community? How do we ensure that there's a fair and appropriate share of resources that come into our communities, that go to our community-based providers from all levels of government? We cannot ensure that there's an equitable share of resources coming into our community if we don't have a complete and accurate census count.
I think it's also vital to make sure that everyone, citizen or not, feels safe and is represented and is counted, because regardless of status, they need the same sort of human rights and human services that that being counted in the census will give them.
This is one of the few ways to really do something for our families, our homes, our neighborhoods, our cities.
And again, it's an opportunity for us. And so let's take advantage of the opportunity we have right now to dictate what's going to happen to us over the next 10 years.
We're challenging systemic injustice, and we all need to work together. And in the Latino Policy Forum, we found familia, and we would strongly encourage you to reach out and connect with us, because we need you.